What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to bring to you another vacuum that's in my vacuum collection, and this time it is yet another Oreck. But this time it is of an Oreck that is very deserving. Let me explain. What I have for you is an Oreck XL21. This is basically the original Oreck XL, but totally revamped. This is essentially Oreck taking all the complaints of the original XL and then improving upon it. And as a result, the XL21 was born. I ended up getting this example on OfferUp for about $25, and I thought it was a great deal for one of these. Did have a little bit of issues with it, one of them being one of the felt gaskets near the fan caused the fan chamber to become severely off balance and wobble all the time and starts binding against the fan, which can be a problem for these XL21s as they age. So I had that replaced, and now everything's all fixed up. And of course I've done a couple of things to it here or there. And now here it is, completely refurbished and ready to return. So this is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best Oreck platforms out there. The classics are good, yes, but the XL21s are way better because they're essentially, they have got the power of two classic XLs. And I'll go ahead and tell you why that is in its appropriate part in the video. But for now, let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the machine. Right up on top here, we do have your C-shaped handle at the top here. You do have, obviously, the swivel cord hook mounted down here. It's kind of odd in the way it's designed. You have your cord mounted on the bottom here. I do like this a little bit better than the later style classic XLs that mounted on the top for whatever reason. And the grip is very nice and comfortable, being that it has a rubber grip design at the top to make it more comfortable and ergonomic. Standard equipment on the XL21, you have the 2-speed motor function right here. You have the low speed for use on bare floor or low pile area rugs, and then the high speeds for regular carpet. On the back, they do include a carry handle that you can use it to pick the vacuum up to transport from location to location. You also have traditional storage behind the outer bag. And you have this nice bright white XL21 lettering on the front. In your HEPA Sealock hypoallergenic filter bag material. Then open this guy up to show you the inner bag. Typical Oreck CC bag system in it. And the bags are very large. That's one thing to love about these. And the way the bag mounts is actually quite interesting. So the bag mounts on this dock mechanism like so. And as you push the bag dock down, the bottom piece of the collar will actually hook on to this little tab that actually sticks out on the outer bag. Or you kind of get my picture. It hooks into that little tab, and then when the bag is full and you need to replace it, as you pull the bag out, normally this will grab a hold of the tab and it will pull a sliding door that pulls shut to essentially trap the dirt inside and prevent it from spewing back into the air. That is one very nice, convenient, and sanitary feature that Oreck has done to their vacuums over the years, and it is really effective. I mean, there's nothing worse than emptying a bag and having dust poof back into the air. So Nice that Oreck was able to alleviate that with this technology. So once it's on, just simply hinge it back up, and then be sure it latches in place, and then you're good to go. So let's go ahead and zip this guy up. And as we move along down here, you have your IntelliShield logo on the front. This is one of the later versions of the XL21 that use the IntelliShield feature, which basically all that does is just give this upgraded lighting for the headlight, and you will definitely notice that when I turn the vacuum on later in the video. But here's your big headlight lens right up front here. You also do have an interesting little edge cleaning light on the side. You also do have as well your belt access door on these XLs. Simply unscrew this right here to get easy access into your belt. So you can change it much more easier than having to take the whole bottom end of the vacuum off, which is very nice for those of you who like to do your own service on your vacuums instead of having to take it into a vacuum shop all the time, or an Oreck dealer if there's any still available around. But anyway, let's go ahead and flip this thing underneath to show you the underside. So right here we do have your brush roll for the machine, and it has also been tastefully upgraded as well. The brush roll on these are incredibly stiff. Well, not incredibly stiff, but much stiffer than the original brush roll that this normally would have came with originally. And it is the same chevron pattern, so it funnels everything into that center suction path, so the suction and airflow can take it away. And the bristles, while they are much stiffer than the original, are still pretty dense, which is one nice thing. And this is a brand new brush roll, I should mention. I always like to throw in new brush rolls into my Orecks whenever I get them, since they are a wearable item. But I think in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have replaced it, because the original brush roll still was in pretty good shape. It just had a little bit of dirty on the body, but the bristles were still in good shape, so maybe I'll just keep that one around as a spare in case I get another one of these that needs a brush roll very bad. So definitely great cleaning performance upgrade with this brush roll. You also do have the rubber coated wheels on the back, and also on down here as well. One thing I do love about the rear wheels is that they are not fully recessed into the body of the cleaner. They are actually like independent in a way, so that you can better transport this easier than just having to lift the whole vacuum up to transport. It's very nice. And right down here you do have your model number. We'll go ahead and show you that right now. This is Oreck cleaner model XL21-750ECB, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 3.5 amps. Do not let the amperage fool you. This thing definitely has much better performance than the original. And that's not just because of the 0.5 less amps. The amps don't really dictate cleaning power of a vacuum motor. What really dictates it is suction, airflow. Well, actually, suction is the third most important thing. Agitation and airflow make a good performing vacuum. And airflow is one improvement on these XL21s over the classics. And part of that is because the fan is much larger in width, as well as the blade number count is also much. This is a 7 blade fan that is much larger, and also being that it has a larger fan chamber with opening and fill tube going into the bag, and also a little bit larger of an opening to that big fan, this thing definitely produces much more suction and airflow compared to the classics as a result. And 3.5 amps is like barely any power. So this thing is quite energy efficient while still being a nice powerful cleaner. Made by the Oreck company of New Orleans, Louisiana. Remember when that plant was still around? If I'm reading the serial date of this correctly, this is dated in 2008, being the year, reading the first 2 digits. If anyone can comment down below to fact check me, I do believe this is a 2008 machine. And that would make this one of the last few XL models that was made in the New Orleans plant before they got destroyed by the big hurricane. Alright, so now we will go ahead and give this thing a quick run. So we'll go ahead and release the cord. Okay. And we will go ahead and plug this guy in. And we will go ahead and turn this thing on and give you a demo of it running. Now, typical Oreck fashion, these things normally would be pretty loud, but since the XL21 is so refined, it doesn't run as loud as the classics, which is a really nice big bonus. So we're going to start this thing on low speed, and we'll work it up to high speed as we go. So here's low. And then here's high speed. pulling itself forward. This is such an amazing cleaner. Quite an improvement over the original. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Oreck XL21. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.